The brother said he was going in there to go to the bathroom. That's how he was in there, went to the building.
Now that's my question there. Now that's my
According
question.
to TV5,
she was naked.
He was going in there to use the bathroom and called and said there's a dead body up here. Oh, by the way, they said the mayor's child goes in right there. The mayor of East Cleveland's child goes there with other children right there.
Right. We thought it was a kid too, but apparently.
Because somebody said they were saying she was.
But black, hey, one black woman, be it young, be it old, if she down, I'm here to stand for her.
Yeah. Right.
New abandoned house ordinance. And in this ordinance, we would like to have houses that have been abandoned for a year. We'd like for them to be tore down because too many bodies are being found in these abandoned houses. Every which way you look, there's a body, there's an abandoned in a building or a house, and at this time, we the people who actually live in these communities where these abandoned buildings are, it's demolishing, depreciating the value of our property, and it's no good for the community. It's a nuisance. And if there were in any other suburb areas, you wouldn't find dead bodies because they have housing inspectors that go in these houses. In the suburbs, they don't even call them abandoned houses. They call them something else. They don't because they don't stay abandoned. The bottom of the line, this building has been abandoned for 3 years. This is not the first body that has been found in this building.
Oh my goodness.
And the bottom of the line is time out. We as the people, we're tired. We come out every day and we're fighting for the very causes. And this is one of the reasons right here, this domain here, you don't know how many bodies are in the building next to you, which is boarded up. You don't know how many bodies are in the building that's on the other side of the light. The bottom of the line, there's too many abandoned houses, abandoned buildings in East Cleveland. Also in Cleveland, the number triples. So the bottom of the line, we as the people, we have residents here from East Cleveland that feel the same way that we feel. We're here taking a stand. We would like an abandoned house ordinance, and after 1 year of your house being abandoned, we want it tore down. And it's not about the safety. It's not about just the safety for one person. It's the safety for the citizens, period. And the kids. Everyone that's walking the streets, having to bypass these buildings. Every day you take a chance of getting snatched in one of them. You never know. It could be you. That's why we want an abandoned house ordinance. And in 1 year's time, we want any house that has been abandoned for 1 year, we want this house tore down.
I'm from Cleveland. The whole community is helping. That means everybody. That means people living on Lake Avenue. They're not helping the people living on 6th Street. Everything collapses. There's got to be. When you heard about that woman, what was your first thought? Was like, were you another woman? Like, what did you think when you heard that about that poor woman?
When I heard about the woman, I just started praying because it's like another one. They've got an attack on black women. I actually got a little scared and said, I actually got to start thinking, will it be my time next? Because right now, no one's protecting the black woman in any of these suburbs. No one is protecting the black woman. It's almost as if we're getting ready to be extinct. And that's a problem with me. So that's why we're here today, and that's why I call people, because we need to rally around. This is a valid issue, and this is something that we will not get off of. And any time that we find a body in an abandoned building, we will be back out here until we get an amendment to the ordinance, until in a year's time every abandoned building has been knocked down. I'd rather to see open land than for us ever to see as many abandoned buildings, because at least with open land, children can run through it and play in the open land and feel safe. My whole criteria is about safety. Safety, 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 because right now the black woman is not safe in the city of Cleveland, in the city of East Cleveland, in any of the throwback communities that are in the state of Ohio, because we are taking a hit. It's almost at least every other month there's a black woman that's being killed. And you're either finding her in an abandoned building or an abandoned house. It's time out for that. We want public officials to go get some grant money, get us some more city housing inspectors, and let's get some of these buildings inspected. Let's get them torn down, because it's a tragedy that seems as if it's going to continue to play out until eventually we're out of existence.
Yeah, it's out of control. I worked in Columbus a couple years, and you know what they did? They started burning down a lot of like abandoned buildings. It was kind of on the side. We don't know that the city did it purposely,
Right.
but it seemed like there was a fire every week, and within a couple months, they had turned around. Like all these streets that went from being so dangerous were safe again because people, the drug houses were gone, the rapists were gone. They had moved on, and then they built that Easton shopping center. Now you have movies to go to and stores to do for the kids and teenagers and stuff. It was amazing how just by doing that, getting rid of all the blighted and empty. And I always wonder too, like, why don't the owners ever have to take responsibility? Do you ever think about?
Why not let the homeless people?
They go to business and what happens?
My understanding is, and somebody told me the first it was privately owned, and then TV5 said that it was CMHA, so I don't even know who really owns it.
But they've got to come up with a better solution.
That's right.
They've got to come up with a better solution. You know, and let's keep it real. Find one white woman in an abandoned building, and let's see how many more we find.
We said it all the time. We said you find it when a girl dies in, well, like Westlake, if a girl dies, it would be, oh my God. I mean, yeah.
You know, so that's why, you know, we have to come out here, you know, whether they're young or old.
Yeah, because it's a routine after a while.
It is. People just look at another dead body.
Numbness.
No, I know.
Right.
I agree.
And we just have to, you know, we have to speak out for the ones who can't speak for themselves.
Yeah.
And that's the key. We have to, and I'm so glad the news is covering it.
Right.
You know, because that's the most crucial. No matter how bad as activists we want to speak out, if we don't have the news to cover it, we're speaking to ourselves.
Just hope that they're listening.
Yeah. Well, now, you know, they haven't received any tips yet, but at least you guys have been running it. So eventually something will come.
Well, maybe they got a name. Maybe they get a name.
Yeah, it's weird, too, how they're saying, first they said she's in her 20s, then they said she's in her 50s. Like, I'm like, how can you not tell how old she is? That's a big difference.
Right, big difference.
That's a big difference. That's a big difference when you're putting that out to people if you've got a missing loved one.
Right. Just imagine how many mothers that had daughters and that 15 to 20 that were probably like, I wonder if that's my child that didn't sleep all night.
Yeah, it's a big difference.